Hello, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the video. This is for Yaya. So this is about Yahsharel history, who people call melanated, or what I have in my subject of America, of my description. But I want to elevate you from those names because they're not who you are. You are Yahsharel. You're connected to a Creator, YAHUDA, and you're His children here in the earth. And He chose you for a purpose. He chose you because you came from His seed. Not only that, He chose you because for 2,000 years, you loved and honored Him and prayed to Him by His name. So I'm going to give you your history. Because the others is not our history. It's a fraction of our history. Less than 200 years. But we've been here thousands of years. Even our enemy say we've been here 130-some thousand years. And I will show you somewhere in my information a picture of this. I'll try to insert it here, okay, so you can see it. All right, so our history. Now, what gave me the authority first, I want to say to give you this history. Okay. Over a year ago, I came into the knowledge of the truth. And I don't want to make this long. I always know something was wrong with the book. So I came into the knowledge of the truth. And it's a journey. It is. But you will call me. And I think I told my story. I have been in Christianity over 40 years. You will call me. And as He showed me His truth, I stopped going to church. I started just communing with YAHUAH on the Sabbath. And I want you to know that this was a sacrifice. And YAHUAH saw my sacrifice. He saw my love and purity for Him. And He gave me this knowledge. I go over with my last video the 3 blessings you will receive from YAHUAH. So He gave me this knowledge. And YAHUAH know me. YAHUAH been talking to me I didn't know his name, of course, but he'd been talking to me since I was 8 or 10 years old. And so when I changed over and I was steadfast with all the truth he gave me, and I walked in it, and I forsaken family or whoever for him, and I stood alone, and I'm still standing alone. And so Yahuwah endowed with me this knowledge about our identity, and about this is our land, and about he gave us the best of everything, and he loved us, and he never cursed us. But all of those are lies on him. Okay? So I'm going to tell you in a way so I can put it in order. Yahuwah instilled in me through his holy Ruach that in the beginning of time on earth, he, Yahuwah, our holy creator mother, Shaya mean life, self-existent. Yahuwah mean self-existent, deliverer and savior. Understand that, okay? His two main children, who the enemy called Adam and Eve, which is to hide their identity and hide Yahuwah's love for them, and to hide his magnificent gift and power he gave to them. So his children, the son, Yahusha, the daughter, Sha'aya, and they have this name written in their book. They do. And Yahuwah gave me this information, and I was surprised. I'm talking about in like Google research and stuff. I was surprised to find this information. I know Yahuwah was giving me the truth, but I was still surprised to find Eve's name. Well, it's not Eve, the one they call Eve. I was surprised to find her name. Now they misspell it on purpose because they're always trying to cut off the glory of our Father, Yah. And so, them and 10,000 other brothers and sisters, 10,000 other of Yahuwah children who the enemy called angels. First, I want to let you understand Yahuwah had one point. Now, they have these written in signals or symbols in their books, especially the Bible. They say the 144,000. Well, that's only a percentage. Yahuwah have 1,044,000,000 children. 10,000 came with him to make the earth. Yahuwah gave his children assignment. That's why he said, let us. And Yahuwah have what we could, in English, espouse, our mother. Our Heavenly Mother. Anyhow, after they built the earth, Yahuwah said it was good and very good. Of course, he is the head. The one they call Adam, who is Yahusha. All of us existed. All of Yahuwah's children came from above. All of them. That's why everybody is on the earth is not his children. Anyhow, I'm telling you our history, so I can't branch off into other people's history. They got their history. We don't have ours. Because they deleted it. So, these 10,000 children, along with Yahuwah and Shaya, our mother, and with our earthly mother, Sha'ayah, and our earthly father, Yahusha, created the earth in 6 days. I want you to know the earth do not look the same. The earth was beautiful, really unreal. For 142,000 years. Well, the most important thing I want you to know about creating the earth, the city of Jerusalem was created here. Yahuwah told me from the river, Mississippi, all the way to the Colorados. (1,000 miles). At that time, I could say the four corners was 1,000 miles in circumference. It was 1 billion mansions. Okay, all gold. The city was all gold. Okay, city was all gold. The streets was all diamond. The city was 10,000 miles into the heavens. Okay, I want to pause and tell you about the creation of the children with the earthly bodies. So, the 6th day and part of the 7th day, Yahuwah created his children suits, 1,000 of them. They were all kings and queens. They were all the first family, along with our Father, earthly Father, Yahusha, and our earthly mother, YAHUAH. And they were perfect. They all were perfect. And all of us come from these 1,000 kings and queens. I will tell you, they were perfect and they were pure. Now, perfect is not the same as it is in English. Perfect means you honor YAHUAH. Our earthly and parents never had any problem until the split 2,300 years ago. That's the prophecy in Daniel. Okay, but let me go back, because I want to help you understand. The enemy moved these prophecies around. So the prophecy of Noah is really at the end of time. As you see, it's being a lot of floods. Anyhow, you can't expect the enemy to tell the truth. And for our Creator, because the enemy is trying to tell you your Father hates you, but He loves only you. If you could digest that, all the other lies your enemy tell will fall. I was doing a Black History video, so I want to inject this part. If you know what a good father is, then you know that father they wrote in that book that they call holy is not your father. Because why would your father tell people that hate him and hate you your downfall? And why would your father, if you don't believe me, apply this to your earthly father? Why would your father give his enemy and your enemy authority over you? No, he didn't do it. Now, this is where they say we were deceived. And this is where we was deceived. Less than 200 years ago. This is the real fall. Less than 200 years ago. In the late 1800s. That's the real fall. Okay. So, but I want you to know you had a glorious, prosperous life. That's your history. All YAHUAH children was kings, queens, princesses, priests. governors, lawyers, doctors. I'm telling you who YAHUAH is. And when you get in the spirit, you can even see it now. Because they got you so flustered with all the lies they tell and been telling for nearly 100 and some years, through their television, through their newspaper, through their print, in their books. They only tell lies. They cannot tell the truth. If they would tell the truth, things would have never been like this. You would have never been hated by nobody. They're envious of your position. Anyhow, it was 100,000 cities. America is a low-grade copy. Without the city Jerusalem, which was 10,000 miles high, all gold, all diamonds. See, that's the confusing part in the Revelation. That they would try to take the city. That's when they try to take the city. In the 1860s. That's when the earth divided and YAHUAH took his city, because YAHUAH would not allow any evil people to dwell in his city, and neither would Yahusha. There always. Okay, so I want you to understand we had a glorious, glorious 142,000 years. A little bit less. A section, a third, broke off and went east, where they are today, where they call east. 2,300 years ago. So these people that broke off, we were thriving. And I could show you this in history. We were thriving. Because we always been blessed. I want you to understand, we the only one have this blood. We have healing in our blood. When the people left YAHUAH, he cursed their land. And they couldn't get all the nutrients they need. He changed their blood 2,300 years ago. The plagues begin to come. This is the end time. Okay? What is the end time? The end of time is the last 400 years. That's what they were saying when they said he came here. No, it's not when they came here. That's the end time. So when that time came, they began to have all these diseases. They began to have all these diseases. And we who are YAHUAH children, we never just not love everybody. Just like we are today, we have to firm up ourselves to stop trying to save everybody. Why they push us down, why they try to drown us. We trying to help them up. But that's our weakness. That's why Yahusha, our earthly father, who people call our brother, is our earthly father. That's why he was here, to let us know the things to come. That's the revelation. When Yahusha was here, Yahusha was here 350 years ago. Not to die. These are all pagan ideals, pagan lies. Anyhow, I'm going to tell you, if you can understand what people are doing today, and they are calling prosperity, your prosperity was 100,000 times more. These people that are here today, when Yahusha was here, they were cast out and they were cursed. These people that are this color, they were cast out and they were cursed. And everybody else was okay. They didn't want to live. They had left. I'm telling you where these nations come from. They had left. They didn't want to come back. Now all this stuff is lost in history because the enemy had wiped it all out. The deceiver. This is deceiver. These people. These are the demons. These people. Okay. So they were cursed. What is this curse? You will know this curse as leporsy, which is a divine curse. They were cursed because of their evil, hateful, demonic ways. Now, these are made up words in the English. And I didn't take the time to look them up in the Hebrew or Hebrew. But these people and Yahusha and YAHUAH is evil as you get. So he cursed them. And you can see all manner of evil in them. I'm not saying every one of them, But this nation, they thrive on evil. And they have infested the whole world with their evil. So, as I told you, Yahusha was here because the time that was cut off from him was a third. That's why they say 33. They got these symbols twisted up so you won't know. So the time that was cut off from Yahusha was a third. But it wasn't cut off that he died, no. It was cut off that he left because he took his city that Yah gave to him at creation. And he cursed those people and threw them out from amongst his children. And they made up this story of Jesus and Mary to hide his true identity. I want you to understand, we have never been in the East. Why? Our blood can only come from this land. Our blood is from YAHUAH. He blessed us with this land. This land feeds his children blood. So all these are lies and manipulation. Like I said, if you knew that these people hate YAHUAH, and you can see in the spirit how they have wiped out his name and all his children name, all his children location, so you can see that it's bitter hate against him. So that should make you understand that they're not trying to help you with their books. So I want to tell you and re-emphasize, the story they write is only a portion of your time. Not only is it only a portion, it's like 80% fabricated. Next that your creator want me to tell you. He had 55,000 people in this land. And they lie to you. They only show a third. I want to tell you something. They have the number that they call you. And you have the number close to what they are calling themselves. But let me switch it again here. When they're talking about themselves, they talking about everybody else. They adding in everybody else. Then they taking your number and claiming that for themselves and adding on everybody else. And they taking their number and giving that to you. So they are only a third of you. So I was given this assignment to to talk about our history. And a lot of our people seem to want to rehash this trauma. But YAHUAH told me to tell you, don't keep reliving your trauma. 80% of this trauma isn't true. 80% is planted. And I'm going to show you a picture of this lady. She's about, I think, 90 years old. And she had family. You know, my mother was 86 when she passed about 4 years ago. And she knew some things too. But a lot of our people were frightened to say anything. And so she told me a couple of things, and I rejected it. And now I hate so bad that I rejected it. But she's gone. And she told me some of who I was. And I rejected it. Because all I had been fed was the lies the enemy told us. I don't know why. I didn't think that my own mother could know. And she was there. Her daddy was there. Her grandma was there. So this is going to blow your mind. Only about 1% was slaves. And it really wasn't slaves. They were prisoners of war. Because they had a war. They had a war. Why? These people overthrew the system. They took over. Now, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but the truth is the truth. Whoever it fit. Just like Trump stole the election and took over, it's known that he stole the election in those purple states and in Georgia. Well, how did he steal it? His people that work with him, like the governors of those states, the officials, they purged the rolls of the Yahsharel people, sorry. And they got to the poll and they couldn't vote because their name wasn't on the registry. And they had them fill out papers and they threw them in the garbage when they left. Anyway, this is known. And he also made some comments about it. And all of us know. But I'm saying, just like they stole that, and just like they said they was willing to fight, they was willing to have a lot of bloodshed if we didn't let them win. They stole it, and so we didn't let it go. So I'm telling you, that's what happened. And this is the same seed. This is the same evil seed. 200 years ago. Now you know yourself. Trump is 80. So his parents and grandparents. I'm saying it's the same seed of evil and hate. Anyhow, I want to reiterate where they come from again. As I said, they were cursed by Yahusha. So everybody was melanated up until, well, it was always leopards. Now, it was always leopard, but like a few. But these people were cursed and thrown out, and the city was taken. And they were enraged. They were enraged. And they had to build up themselves. And also, all the sickness was coming. So they had built up themselves, and they was dying out. They were dying out a lot. And they were very fragile. But the melanated people, they wasn't dying out as bad. And so, when they came here, it still might have not been no more than 10,000. Yahuwah gave me this information, and I believe everything he said, because Yahuwah don't lie to me. The enemy did. I want you today, after you hear this video, erase all these words that the enemy gave you to call yourself. Black, definitely black. Indian, definitely, they made up that word. And I got it in their own records that they made it up. So they made it up to confuse you. Everything they do is confuse you, to keep you confused and seeking your identity. But Yahuwah is giving us our identity. All we got to do is take it and apply it. So throughout black, throughout Negro, throughout colored, throughout Hebrews, throughout Israelite, throughout all the words they gave you, use Yahsharel. And you can look at some of my videos and you will see. Now, I meant to say a little bit more about this city. The city had the city is the same city that John destroyed. It will come back after the earth is cleansed of these evil people. And they will never love Yahuwah. They will never love you. It's not in them. They can't do it. some of them are good and some of them are going to be saved, but I want you to understand that Yahuwah would not turn away anyone. He did create everybody. He did. But I told you the third left him, and he cursed their land. And he had washed a lot of the soil, the nutrients out of their soil. They only could produce like 20 to maybe 25% of food that we could produce. And we 3 times smaller than them. Anyhow, so I just want you to know you have a grand history. Last thing I want you to know. And I want you to help me with this. Who told me to ask? I was going to make a whole video. But I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to make a whole video too. Yahuwah told me to build a record of his children. Yahuwah gave me this software. I wasn't looking for it. So he gave it to me. It flopped in my lap. An AI software. And Yahuwah had me doing pictures on a free software that he had given me. And I did this picture beautiful. He had me do the picture of YAHUAH, our earthly mother, and Yahusha, our earthly father. And when I saw the one, he told me, when I saw the ones, out of all the generation I did, he told me which was the one. And he helped me to write it. He told me to do this, to make 144 kings and queens. And then get the names of the children that's living today. And because we are the descendants of the kings and queens that was first, the beginning of the 1,000, which is 500 king families that grew into 1,000 king families. Anyhow, we are their descendants. And Yahuwah told me to get the names of the children who want to be written in the book. But it's one stipulation. One stipulation. He told me they must be willing to be called by his name, Yah. Now, as you know, my name is Mayaya. Now, when I started, my name was Majaya. Yahuwah changed my name. And when I looked up the name I was so excited. And I told Creator, I said, that's what my name was meant to be all the time. That's why it was like that. It had everything except the why. Well, anyway, I don't want to cry. But anyhow, I hope you don't mind lending your name to one of these kings or queens. But anyway, I have another stipulation. I hope you don't mind. I pay for this software, and so it's not a lot. I decided to do 1,000 and make 2 volumes and collect 1,000 kings and queens name. And with Yah in it. And then I decided to put the year, if you want. Yahusha of the 144,000 years. That you could choose any one you want. I'm not through talking about this. Lastly, I say, I want to charge, because this is very, very detailed work. I have to get all the pictures, all the names coordinated, put it in the ebook, put it on a doc to put it in an ebook. So I have to have this software, and I have to have it ongoing. And anyhow, I want to charge $10 per person. Then for the name. And I will allow you to pick your picture if you want. You know, I can send you a dozen pictures, something like that. If you decide to participate and choose your own name. And then, if you want a history written for, like for instance, if you want you and your wife to be a queen, you to be a king, your wife to be a king, and your children to be princes and princesses, I could write that. Okay, I could put that in there, but I probably have to charge more, like maybe $15 or $20, and put it all in there. Now, maybe you can do some pictures of your prince and princesses, sons and daughters. And you can write the bio, and then I'll just put it in the book. So I want to be, transparent, and I want to help in any way I can, and I want to expound our history in any way I can and build on it. But I want to tell you, don't be afraid to accept your history. Some people I'm going to say this first. When you know people hid your history, they hid it for a reason. They didn't hide your history because it was what they say. They didn't cause you to forget your history because it was what they say. How they cause you to forget it? Well, like I told you, my mother was telling me stuff, but they had taught me other stuff in school. That's one thing. The next thing is the pastors that was over us went along with the same lie. And our parents, they were too afraid. Because I think maybe when they were younger, something used to happen to them if they did wrong stuff. Maybe their fathers was killed. Anyhow, family, I just want you to know you have an awesome history. We need to tell our history. I'm writing the book of our history, the kings and queens. And it's going to take 2 volumes. And I might write a book later on about the queens, about the prince and princesses, the younger children. Anyhow, and I can also give you providences inside the city. It was 1 billion mansions, and also did mansions. Now they would not put the mansions the color I wanted, but the mansions was made of stone. Anyhow, I just want you to know, Yahuwah love you. He can't wait for his children to know the truth about him. These people didn't tell no truth hardly. When he gives you his Holy Spirit, he'll also give you all his righteousness. And you'll find out that they twisted a lot of his righteousness, so you will not serve him. So I thank you for tuning in today. I hope you will participate, or give a thought to participate. And let me tell you, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be coward about your history. Don't accept this garbage that these people gave you. And some people are coward because they're afraid to be different. They're afraid to accept the goodness of Yah. Instead, they accept the garbage of evil human beings. But please, 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 try to participate. Try to get your family to participate. And as I said, Yahuwah said this only requirement of him that you must be willing to put Yahuwah, to put Yah in your name. I had something else I wanted to say, but I don't want to prolong it. I hope I gave you enough information. Now, as I always say, or as I used to say, you can ask me any questions. I'll give you the information as well as I can. But also, don't neglect to receive the Holy Ruach yourself, the Holy Pure Spirit of Yah. He will tell you all things, equal all wisdom, and give you all knowledge. That's His gift of love to you. Shalom.